above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today.
Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do.
Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace.
You may say I'm a dreamer,
but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, ooh, and the world will live as one. Imagine all possession. I wonder if you can. Oh.
no need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of men, yeah.
Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. No, I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Oh yeah, and the world will live as one, and the world will live as one. No. And the world will live as one. Oh. And the world will live as one.
Kingdom family, kingdom family, kingdom family, what's up? And the world will live as one. And the world will live as one. Here we are, kingdom family. I'm so grateful and so thankful to be with you all here on our 57th week of the kingdom. 1,500 people strong. Here we are. So if this is your first time coming to the kingdom, please in the chat box type in the words first time, and you'll see our community welcome you with open arms and a big embrace. And my name is Justin Michael Williams. I'm so grateful and thankful to be here with you with this community. And for those of you who are newer to the kingdom, I just want to give you a little sense of what it is here that we do. Here at the kingdom, we believe that all beliefs are welcome here. We believe all biologies are welcome here. We believe in the power of music to open our hearts and minds. And today we had our opening song by myself, Tito Rey, and Alonzo, who are incredible singers that we did that song together at our Love Over Fear show raising money for families who lost a parent in the pandemic. And here at the kingdom, we believe that wisdom can come from many places. And so sometimes it'll be a spiritual text or something that seems religious, and sometimes it won't be spiritual or religious at all. Sometimes it's just getting into the concepts underneath. Here at the kingdom, we believe in an expanded definition of self. And most importantly, we do not just honor or tolerate each other's differences, but we know that we are stronger because of those differences, and ultimately that we rise together. And so, hello, Kingdom family, everybody. And I'm sure most of you already know this, but in every episode of our Kingdom, every session, we begin with music or a poem or song, and then I'll dive right into a prayer for us all together. And then we jump into our main teaching, a practice, a golden nugget, and an action for you to take away into your life. Because one of the things that I've always, as a kid, loved about church was the inspiration and the stories and all the things that you get. But we're often left asking, okay, well, what do I do with this? What do I actually do with this? And so this is our way to take this work into our lives. And in that way, we each become ripples of change out into the world. And so I welcome you, Kingdom family, and let us dive in now with our prayer. Hands over the heart here at the Kingdom. We do one hand over the other, if you'd like. God, Spirit, Universe, all that is, all that ever has been, and all that ever will be, by every name that you go by, past, present, and future, we thank you. Thank you for bringing this community together from all over the world, from corners all over the world. Thank you for guiding us and gathering us for 57 weeks strong, over 1 year. Thank you for bringing us the lessons and the teachings that we need to take our lives to the next level. And thank you, most importantly, for the feeling of family and community, that we've gotten the chance to know one another, that some of us have even gotten the chance to meet one another. And may this community continue to be able to lean on each other, to imagine a world and a future that is greater than anything we could ever think was possible. And it all starts right here with us inside. God, Spirit, Universe, we thank you. This is your moment now to welcome in your personal prayer, whether it's a religious prayer or just setting an intention for our session. God, Spirit, Universe, all that is, all that ever has been, and all that ever will be, by every name you may go by, past, present, and future, we thank you. Please let every word that is spoken today in this session and beyond be used for the benefit of all. So it is. Ashe, Aho, Salam, Amen, Satnam, Awen, Om. Thank you. I think I said shalom, right? I felt like I skipped one, but I love you all so much. Here we are. Here we are. So here we are, Kingdom fam. And I have a really exciting session for us today. I've been looking forward to doing this session for so long, and it's going to be even done a little differently than I expected it was going to be done, but we are in for a time together today. But before we begin today's session, I want to talk to you about two opportunities that we have for our community to come together. And I'm so excited about these opportunities, and I know you all will be too, because we're getting the chance to be in person. And so the first opportunity is we're having another retreat at Esalen in Big Sur. And this one is coming up in September, so in just about a month, from September 20th to 24th. So many of you have already signed up. You can go to esalen.org to sign up for that retreat in Big Sur. I know the last retreat was sold out, so some of you all couldn't make it. The last one was a weekend. This one is a week long, and we have scholarships available. We would love, love, love to see you there. And then, and in that retreat, just so you know, that's one with me and Shelly. And so those of you who are part of the Liberation Experience, it's really exciting. We're really unpacking what it means to come together in a bigger way for liberation for all. And then finally, this was one that I'm really excited about, that I'm sure many of you have seen me post about. We just announced a couple days ago our first international retreat in Bali called the Just Be Bali retreat that I'm doing with Elton Anderson Jr. And so the Just Be Bali retreat, what's really important to know about this is we only have 50 spots for the whole retreat. We're at this beautiful location named Soulshine in Bali. It's Michael Franti and Sarah Franti's place. You're seeing some of it in the picture there. It is hands down the most beautiful place I've ever been in Bali. And Elton and I are so excited to bring you all there. And so what we're doing is we're creating a wait list. It's really an interest list that you need to get on, because we're going to announce the sales this coming week on Tuesday or Wednesday to the wait list first. And the reason this is important is because we only have 50 spots and there are already over 260 people on the wait list. And so we're trying to make it fair for everybody. We're going to announce it at the same time just to the wait list, not to the bigger community. And then everybody will get the chance to register. We have payment plans. Flights are not even that expensive right now. Like, everything is just so magical. And so go to justbebali.com if you're interested in joining us in Bali. And that's in March of 2022. And this is going to sell out like right away, probably on the first day or two. And so I recommend that you go get on the wait list if you're even thinking of coming. All right. Now, let's get into today's session, which I'm very excited about. Today's session is on the power of the chakras. The power of the chakras. And there is no better resource in the entire universe, literally like in the whole universe, that can guide us through the power of the chakras than Cristi Christensen. Now, Cristi Christensen has been one of my best friends for over a decade now. And Cristi is an author, a global embodiment and wellness leader. And you can see her Instagram account right there, Cristi Christensen. She got the word Christ in her name so many times. And her book, Chakra Rituals, Awakening the Wild Woman Within, is available for pre-order right now. And depending on when you're listening to this, it might be available because it comes out in just 1 week. And what's so exciting is I had the incredible honor and opportunity to work with Cristi through the whole process of her book, of her proposal. We have the same literary agent. Cristi's one of my best friends. And I learned literally like step by step with her everything that I've ever wanted to know about the chakras. And it has impacted my life in ways I never even thought were imaginable. And I've been wanting to share this session with you, but I promised Cristi we would wait till her book was coming out so that you all could go pre-order a copy of her book. And I have an advanced copy here with me right now, online, and in my bag, and just all the things. And the book, if you think my book is beautiful, her book is so beautiful. And what it does is it actually guides you through a 7-week journey, day by day, taking you through each of the chakras so that you can experience the chakras to awaken you. And I know that the subtitle of her book is Awakening the Wild Woman Within. But let me tell you, as somebody who does not identify as a woman, this book changed my life. So you can read it and you can see even people like Michael Beckwith and incredible people that are men, or that don't identify as women, I should say rather, have endorsed this book and read the book. And it's really the newest modern creation of the chakras. That's not just about the chakras, but how you experience it to awaken yourself. And so each practice she goes through, altar building one day for each of the chakras, pranayama, which is breathing practices, mudras, hand movements that you can use, body prayers, which are movements that you can use in your physical body in the form of vinyasa to open up your chakras and wake them up inside of you, meditations that are alivening, not just relaxing, writing contemplations, and incredible rituals. And so Cristi's book is available for pre-order right now on ebook and the physical copy, and you can get the book at chakraritualsbook.com. And the reason why I'm sharing all of this with you right now is because everything that I'm going to be teaching you today is from Cristi's book. And Cristi wasn't able to be with us here today, unfortunately, at the last moment. But what's so cool is that I went through her whole book with her. I've learned so many things from her. We walked through this together. And so I'm going to teach you all about the chakras today, which I'm really excited about because we're in for a powerful lesson. And one thing that Cristi wanted me to make sure you all knew as an offering to this community is, as a part of Cristi's book promotion, she has this retreat called the Wild Woman Retreat. And if you pre-order Cristi's book and then go to her website, chakraritualsbook.com, and just put in your receipt number, you get free access to the Wild Woman Retreat. I need you all to see who's on this. They're all many people who've been on the Kingdom. Elena Brower, Sheila Marie, Daphne C. Sean Korn. I mean, these incredible people, Jill Winterstein, like these are women who are changing the game. And of course, including Cristi. And what's most important to me is Cristi's a part of our fam. She's a part of our Kingdom family. So go pre-order this book so we can get Cristi to be #1 on those charts. All right? So let's get into our lesson now, which is all based on the Chakra Rituals book. So all the images that you're seeing in here from Chakra Rituals, her book is so beautiful. And I want to guide you first. We're going to focus deeply on one of the chakras, but I want to guide you first through an experience of the chakras. And I'm going to turn the music off here so y'all can really just listen, okay? So I want to take you through each chakra. We're going to go from the bottom to the top, and each chakra has a color, a sound. There's lots of elements, but I want to cover some of the most important things for you to know today. So the chakras, what they are an energetic system inside of your body. And they're considered like these spinning wheels of aliveness. And each chakra has a specific property and governs a specific part of your internal, energetic, and spiritual being. And so when a chakra is out of balance or out of alignment or over-engaged, or we're ruling our life too much by one chakra, or one chakra is turned off, we feel this sense of being out of alignment. And my meditation teacher, Lauren Roche, always says that what we're doing in meditation, what we do to really get in line in our lives so that we can align with our truth, is we want to make sure we have all of our chakras aligned, okay? And I do chakra meditations most mornings, truly, like feeling into these centers, and I'm going to teach you a little bit of what you can do today. So starting at the bottom right, what you'll see, and these are words in Sanskrit, is the root chakra, the bottom, which is red, and it's called the Muladhara chakra. Muladhara chakra. And this represents I am. It's home. It's security. It's safety. I am. It's that groundedness of who you are. And you can even see in this beautiful image the roots going into the earth. And so this is your rootedness, your foundation. And so when you're feeling off and like, what's going on? We have to really ground into and awaken our Muladhara, our root chakra. All right? So everybody type that in. I am root chakra. Okay? Then I'm going to go to the left. Okay? So I'm going right, left to go up here, up the ladder. So the second chakra is called the Safaristana chakra. And this is right here in the sacrum, the sacral chakra, which is I feel. And so this is, for women, the womb, but this is the place of creativity, sexuality, passion, feeling, all these elements that we feel inside of ourselves. And that color is orange, okay? So you're seeing us move up the wheel here. And then as we continue rising up, we have the Manipura Chakra, which we're going to focus on deeply today, which is I will. I will. This is the center of our confidence, of our power. And this chakra is right at your core. It's at your core, your power center in your body. And many of you know when we're doing meditations, sometimes I have you put your hand over your core and a hand over your heart, connecting these energetic centers. So much of our confidence and our will and our power comes from the Manipura Chakra, which is yellow. And that is the color of that chakra right there at your center. And then as we go over to the left, everybody's favorite, or some people's favorite at least, in green, the Anahata chakra, which is the heart chakra. And this is I love, is the affirmation for this chakra. I love. This is opening up your heart to loving life. That doesn't need much explanation, right? Now, one that I'm using now and use often, and that many of us, some of us need to wake up more and some of us need to cool down a little bit, okay? Going to the right is the Vishuddhi Chakra, which is I speak. This is the throat chakra, which is all about vocalizing, speaking your truth, setting boundaries, your voice. And then we rise up, and this one is really my favorite, I'll be honest with you. Well, they're all my favorite. I don't know, because I would say the next one is my favorite too. So is the Anya Chakra, which is I see. You've heard of this as the third eye. This is the third eye chakra. This is your intuition. This is sight, inner and outer sight, seeing 360. I see. And then right here at the crown, this is above your head, just a few inches above your head, is the Sahasrara Chakra. Sahasrara Chakra. And that is I know. And that's our connection in with the divine. And so today, we're going to focus on one of the chakras. We're going to dive deep so you can get an experience of one of the chakras. And again, everything that I'm covering today is from directly inside of Cristi's Chakra Rituals book. And so this is really exciting. This is the one that I picked because I think this will be the one that's really exciting for all of you. Is something that we haven't covered in the kingdom before. And we're going to focus deeply on the third chakra, the Manipura Chakra, which Cristi calls the Fire Chakra. And it's the center of our power, our will, and our confidence. So I want everybody to type that in right now, okay? Third chakra, Manipura Chakra. It's your fire chakra. So just type in the words, third chakra, Manipura, fire chakra, power, will, and confidence. And I'm having you type all this in so that you can remember it. And remember, if you hear me saying anything you resonate with, y'all know how we do. We put your little hands up in the chat box. We hit the number 1 a whole bunch of times to put our ones up to just recognize and see what you're resonating with. I see you all. I see you. So let's continue. What I want to talk to you about today is the 3 ways the fire chakra will change your life. Now, in Cristi's book, she has 5 ways. We ain't got time for 5 ways today, but we're going to focus on 3. And so the first way has to do with power. Power. What is it that is holding our power? What is it that has our power? How can we create greater power in our lives? And what are we using our power for? Now, I did an entire episode of The Kingdom on power a few weeks ago. It was Kingdom session number 53 that was called The Power of Power. And so if you want to do a deep dive on power, go to Kingdom episode number 53. The replays are all up, everywhere, podcast, video, replays on my website, all of those. But Cristi dives into power as it relates to the chakras in a little bit of a different way. So the way that Cristi covers this is she talks about these 3 forms or 3 elements of power. And one of those ways is power sourced from within. So power within. And so often we have power outside of ourselves, or we try to gain our power from something outside of ourselves. But when we activate the third chakra, the Manipura Chakra, we're able to wake up power sourced from within. And we know that power sourced from within, power sourced from something greater, because you are in the image of the universe. You are that is the universe. When we source our power from that place, we're able to accomplish things that people would once think were impossible in our lives. And I experienced this I remember when I was first going out. I know my background school today, right? I'm in a cabin in the redwoods. And so when I was first exploring doing music and getting into my album, I remember every single person around me, literally everybody around me, family, everybody thought I was crazy at first, okay? Thought, what is this guy doing? He's giving up his marketing company. He's going after music, da-da-da-da-da. This is not realistic. This is not possible. But I knew that there was a power within me, and that power is what was guiding me forward. Not someone else's voice outside of me. The power within me guiding me forward and helping me take the steps and have the confidence and the courage and the power to step into my dreams. And so anytime that you're feeling like you can't, or you're too scared, the Manipura Chakra, the third chakra, needs some activation. And I'll talk to you more about how to do that today. And then we go into the second element of power that Cristi describes as the power to serve your purpose. And so this is when our power really comes to life. And this is where our power to serve our purpose comes from, which leads into the third point, which is power that allows you to rest in your truth. your youth truth, which is what it says right there on accident, but in your truth, because you know you're supported by the universe. Now we're at the kingdom here. And what we know is that you are God and God is you. We had this conversation, right? If we're made in God, you could replace the name God with anything you want, right? Crystals, universe, whatever, spirit, the force, whatever you want to call it. That is you. You are it. And so when we get in alignment with our true power, we're actually getting in alignment with the power of the godness inside of each of us, of the universal power that is within each of us. And when we're in that space, we can create anything. We can create anything, but it has to be aligned with your truth, not someone else's truth, not what you thought somebody's truth was supposed to be, not what you thought your truth, not what somebody else thought your truth was supposed to be. Because when we do that, then it's not power, it's force. It's not power, it's force. And there's a beautiful book called Power Over Force. And when we are forcing, that's when we get exhausted. But when we're aligned with truth, we activate power. And so this is our opportunity to do this here, right now, today at the kingdom. Now, let's go into the second element here, which is will. So we started with power as the first way that it can change your life. And the second element that is incredible. It's actually, I love the way Cristi talks about this because to be honest, I've never heard anyone talk about it in this way. And y'all know I love the word will because my Instagram is We Just Will, right? But the way Cristi talks about this is incredible. So what she says in her book is that purpose plus power equals will. Woo. Y'all hear that? Purpose plus power equals will. And let's dig into this concept of will a little bit more. I want you all to type that in, okay? Because will, Cristi says, is created when we direct our power toward an intention. Because if we just have power for the sake of power, then oftentimes that power ends up controlling us. So when we're directing our power toward an intention that is aligned with truth, now we have the birth of will. Okay? And so this is such a cool way of describing will. I think it's the best that I've heard, to be honest with you. And one of the things that Cristi says that I love so much is using the words I will creates an instant momentum in your life, an instant spark in your life. And so what happens is when you use the word will, it ignites power. When you say I will, that ignites a power within you that starts taking your life forward in the direction that you want to go. So for example, if you say, just feel the difference of this, right? I will write this book. I will start to meditate. I will go to the gym. I will go after my dreams. I will overcome, which is very different from I'm trying to work on my next book. I'm going to go to the gym. When I'm ready, I'll finally start dating this person. Hopefully I will have the chance to, maybe I feel the difference in that from I will. I will. And when we think about will in this incredible way, and I love this quote from Cristi's book, she says, when our personal will aligns with divine will, magic happens. When our personal will aligns with divine will, magic happens. And so this is that constant alignment when we wake up that chakra, when we wake up that energy and align our power with intention to activate will with the divinity, things unfold in your life that you never thought were possible. And you've experienced this in your own life already, right? I know already that you've, in ways big and small, you have already experienced this. And what we want is to experience it on a bigger level, in more ways. And the more aligned we get, the more aligned our chakras are, the more aligned we get, the more these synchronicities, magic, things just happening occur because you're in line with the divine will, right? So you've experienced this in ways large and small. When you think about somebody and they call you, all these kind of things where there's this kind of divine alignment. This can literally be happening all day, and it really is. But if you're fully aligned, you can step into that flow. Now, let's go to the third element of the fire chakra, which is confidence. I feel like this everybody's favorite topic, right? Is how do I build more confidence in myself? I need more confidence to do this, and confidence and confidence. And Cristi has, I love this, Cristi's 3 golden rules of confidence. 3 golden rules of confidence. Y'all know we love golden things here, right? So it's perfectly aligned, and this is what's inside of her book. And so we have the golden nugget, we got the golden this, and these are her golden rules. So first golden rule of confidence, number 1, is if you want to build confidence in yourself, you have to stop blowing yourself off. Y'all, I'm pointing at you and I just got the screen dirty with my greasy fingertips. So we have to stop blowing ourselves off. This is when, in that moment, when you say, oh, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to work out, I'm going to do that thing, and then you wake up and you're, oh, never mind, I don't feel like it today, I'm going to write my book, I don't feel like it today. Look, this morning I woke up, I did not feel like going on a run, but I promised myself I would run a mile every day. And I used the power of this book. I said, I will run a mile every day. 1 mile every day. That's what I'm doing, okay? It takes me like 8 to 10 minutes, literally. It's the quickest thing. I'd be thinking about not doing it longer than it takes to just get up and do it. And so this morning at 6:30 a.m., I was like, just go, I will. And I just kept saying it to myself, I will. And so we have to stop blowing ourselves off. This is super important as it goes with building confidence. Number 2, get inspired. Don't get jealous. Type that in, y'all. Get inspired. Don't get jealous. Now, I love the way Cristi talks about this in the book, because in the age of social media and everything we see in the world and people accomplishing things and posting about it, and life is however we think it is, right? The perception of what we think people's lives are like. We can compare ourselves to other people. And then sometimes, because we're comparing ourselves to other people, what we do is we stop looking at other people, right? We say, well, I'm not going to look, I'm not going to pay attention to them because I feel triggered or whatever it is. But what we want to do to build our confidence is just a slight shift of focus. It's a shift of perspective. Is you can look at what other people are doing in the world and be inspired because, as Cristi says, by looking at them, you know that it's possible. When I see women accomplishing incredible things in the world, when I see some of my friends having families, but also having successful relationships and keeping their love alive and keeping their businesses alive and traveling with their kids and doing fun things, when I see things happening that people sometimes think are not possible, right? When I see a friend of mine who's totally got in shape and taken responsibility and accountability for their health, when I see these things happen, I can be jealous from one perspective. If I'm thinking, oh, how come I can't do that? How come I didn't do that? Which is literally tearing down our confidence. Or I could be inspired and say, look what's possible. This is a possibility. This is an option for me. And this is how we build confidence instead of comparison. And then finally, the third point, which I love so much, is take compliments more easily than you take criticism. Woo! Take compliments more easily than you take criticism. Now, how many of us, okay, I used to be, I still sometimes am, but I used to be way more guilty of this, but I know some of y'all are completely guilty of this because I've tried to compliment you. So how many of us, when somebody says something like, oh my God, you're amazing. Alonzo, what you just did, that song, it was amazing. You're just incredible. What you did was amazing. You go, oh no, it's just, whatever. No, oh, but my voice sounded, I was a little off today. Or, somebody gives you a compliment, Mary Teresa, on what happened with, doing your Tai Chi classes, and is it Tai Chi? Yeah, the classes that you're doing, my bad. And we're like, oh no, it's okay. I'm just a reflection of you, right? We deflect and deflect and deflect. Qigong, that's the word I was looking for, Mary Teresa. I'm sorry, it was swirling around in my head. Your Qigong practices. And so what happens, and I'm teasing MT, I know that you maybe or maybe not do this, I just am teasing. But I know that what happens is when somebody tries to compliment us, you look good, you this, you that, we often deflect it right away. We don't even let it come in. Oop, we pass it back because we don't want to seem, I don't know why, really, we do that. But when somebody criticizes us, even just slightly, somebody we don't even know, who ain't got no valid reason or know-how or understanding to even be giving us any critique, and they say, I think you should do this, or you should be a little bit more that. Your voice should be a little bit more this. Instantly, we take it all the way on, inside out, goes through our whole body, emotional field, energy field. We feel some kind of way. We start changing our whole life around it, start making adjustments. We take in the criticism easier than we take in the compliments. And so my challenge to you this week is to take in compliments more easily than you take in criticism. And just notice how easily you take in criticism and see if you can allow the compliments to come in. This is something I've really had to practice because people will come to me after a class or after a thing and Justin. And there's a level of it that becomes ego when you're like, I'm high and mighty and I'm changing people's lives, but not interested in that. But when somebody has an experience with me, at first when people would compliment me, I would get really uncomfortable. I don't want to be this guru, blah, 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 like kind of pushing that away. And while I still am not interested in being anybody's guru, I feel like I'm just sharing things that I know, and you are all the ones doing the work. But I've gotten to a place where I can just look and somebody tells me whatever it is that they've experienced in one of my classes, and I just say, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. I'm so happy that something that I was able to do was able to support you on your path. And I take it in. And I allow it to build a healthy ego, a healthy form of confidence. So many of us try to push away the ego. Ego ain't bad. God created ego too, right? So the ego's not bad. An overemphasis on the ego, right? An ego that is too strong that's running the show is what's bad, just like an overindulgence in anything is bad. And so a healthy ego is required to build our confidence, to build our power, to say yes to our lives. All right. So let's do a little practice together. So Cristi has this really fun practice that is, okay, I'm going to do it. So I was debating if I was going to change it on the spot, but I'm going to do it. So Cristi has this really fun practice that is in her book, in this chapter, called your personal bonfire. And we're going to do an abbreviated version of this today, okay? So you can either do this with your eyes closed in your mind, or you can do it by standing up and joining me in a little bit of movement right now, which is going to be really fun, okay? So this is a personal bonfire practice. And what we're going to do, I'm going to give us a little bit of music for this one. So what we're going to do is we are going to actually be building an imaginary, the metaphor of our fire. Because if we don't have enough will, if we don't feel like we have enough confidence, one of the ways that we wake it up is by building our inner fire, which is why this is called the Fire Chakra. And so whether you do this with your eyes closed, just imagining it happening, or if you're driving and listening to this, with your eyes open, or you get up and do it with me right now, you're going to have an experience. So the first thing that I want you to do is just sit still for 1 second, okay? And can y'all tell I'm a little hesitant? So this is going to be fun. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And you can close your eyes if you're willing. And I want you to just imagine a golden light that starts from the inside of your belly, of your core, that expands and starts to take over and overcome your entire body. and let that golden light get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then take a deep, full breath in and a deep breath out. And take another breath in and hold it. And as you breathe in and hold it, imagine that golden light radiating out as far and wide, as big as the forest. And exhale, let it out. And one more time, take a full deep breath in, expanding that light all the way inside and out. And exhale, let it go. Now, stand up. And again, you can imagine this with me, or you can actually do it with me in person. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start walking in a circle around our space. Just walking in a circle. And this is a practice that Tony Bergens taught Cristi. And in the center of this circle, what you're gonna see and pretend is right there is a bonfire, an imaginary fire that you're gonna build. So this is your fire pit of your life. This is the fire pit of your life that you're building. I wanna make sure you guys can hear me. Now, you're walking around your fire. You're claiming the space of your fire, okay? And now we're gonna go pick up some logs. The logs that we're gonna put inside of this fire. And the logs that are going in the fire are the things that we need to release in our lives. The things that are taking away our confidence. The things that are taking away our will. The things that are taking away our power. So now, knowing where your circle is of your bonfire, I want you to walk away and go pretend like you're gathering logs. And as you put each log right here in the center, your fire's not lit yet, you're just putting it right inside the fire pit. You're gonna actually pretend to place down these logs. And as you're placing them down, I want you to say out loud one thing that you need to release that's taking your power, your will, or your confidence away. So you put one down and you say self-doubt. You put one down and you say fear. You put one down and maybe you say somebody's name who judges you and makes you feel not confident in yourself. And just for a moment, I'm gonna be silent and I want you to keep picking up logs and saying things that you're putting down that you're gonna burn in this fire. Go ahead. Putting down the logs. Fear. Insecurity. Thinking that my voice isn't good enough. Thinking that my body isn't good enough. Thinking that I'm not worthy if I don't have a six-pack. Whatever it is for you, put it in the center of your bonfire. Boom. Okay, so now go ahead and grab one or two more. And now that you have whatever you need inside of the center of your fire, I want you to stand right behind your fire pit, okay? So your fire pit is right in front of you, all the logs are inside, and start rubbing your hands together. Rub your hands together, and this is you stoking your inner fire, stoking your inner fire. And then with your hands warming up, put your hands right over your navel and rub it around, and this is you getting some of this fire from inside your chakra, from warming up the chakra, and then rub the hands together again, rub them together again as fast as you can, build up the heat, and in a moment, we're gonna ignite our fire, we're gonna ignite our flame. Ready? 1, 2, ignite the flame. Oh! So that's the sound that you gotta make. It's an O sound. This is the sound of the fire chakra. Rub your hands together, rub your hands together, rub your hands together. I know it feels silly sometimes, but feel the power, feel the heat building in your body. We're activating your fire, all right? We're gonna put the hands down. We're gonna light the flame with the sound O. 1, 2, 3, oh! One more time. Come on, Kingdom family. Come on, Kingdom family. Come on, Kingdom family. Stoke the fire. Rub the fire. Rub the fire. Rub the fire. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Hands up. Take a deep breath in and feel your fire burning. Feel the energy of your fire. And now stand right in the center of your fire. And let the flames ignite you. Let that flame of your confidence, of your power, of your will, of your yes, the yes to your life, wake you up. And now imagine a flame burning bright right at the center of you, the center of your core. And now get a sense of that golden light expanding and radiating out. And this is your Fire Chakra. This is your Fire Chakra. So stay here as long as you need. Kingdom family. And just take a moment now and type into the chat box how you feel. Type in how you feel. That was our first time having an experience like that together here on the Kingdom. I know I feel a sense of energy and aliveness just rushing and coursing through my body. Like, it's pretty wild, actually. So do you see? What we just did is we burned away the logs. We burned away the things in our mind that are holding us back from becoming who it is that we were truly meant to be. And we stepped fully in to the truth of who we are, right into that fire. Not because it burns us, but because we are the flame. So I want to leave you with an action that you can actually take, Kingdom family. And so for every day this week, just for a moment, okay, I want to invite you to close your eyes and imagine that flame burning bright within you. Just imagine that flame. And you can notice if the flame feels small or if it feels dim. And know that the flame never goes out. And you have the power to stoke that fire. And so you just ask yourself, what do I need to do right now to stoke this fire? And sometimes it's going to be movement, exercise. Sometimes it's going to be affirmations, I will. Sometimes it'll be meditation. Sometimes it'll just be dancing and moving your body. And sometimes it'll be taking an action in your life. But you ask the fire. You tune into that yellow golden light. And you know that you're more powerful than you think, and you have the power to do anything that is aligned with the divine will. Anything you put your mind to, as long as it's aligned with truth. And so now, as we close out this session of the Kingdom, I want you to think of your one golden nugget from this session. I've had a lot of golden today, so it's perfect. Golden, baby. So put your hands over your heart, take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Again, another deep, full breath in, and a deep breath out. And if there was one thing from all of our session today that you could remember, what would that one thing be? Whatever the one thing is, just remember it. Bring it into your mind, repeat it a few times, and then open your eyes and type your golden nugget into the chat box. And this is how we remember these things and become the ripples of change, because the commitment that I ask you all to make at the Kingdom pretty much every single week is that once you have your golden nugget, that you share that golden nugget with somebody you love and somebody you know. And I would love for you all to tag Cristi on Instagram if you share a golden nugget online, or just send her some love for all the amazing magic that she offers us and the world. And I am gonna put her Instagram right here. One of you can type it into the chat box as well, but I'm gonna put it here again so you all can see it. So it's at Cristi_Christensen, Cristi Christensen. And we thank Cristi and honor her and wish her the absolute best of luck with everything coming with her Chakra Rituals book, which you can all get a copy of today at chakraritualsbook.com. And remember, of course, you can join the Wild Woman Retreat So this is the power of the chakras. And my golden nugget today truly was the whole power plus purpose plus power equals will. It brings a whole new meaning to my Instagram name and a part of my actual name. We just will, and I will be here for each of you. And I'm so grateful to have this community and the time that we get to share together every single week. It's one of the greatest joys of my life. So let us close out now with our prayer. Hands over the heart. God, Spirit, Universe, all that is, all that ever has been, and all that ever will be, we thank you. Thank you for bringing this community together far and wide from all over the world. Thank you for Cristi for sharing her gifts with the world. May we each in this community bless her, bless Cristi, and bless her book of Chakra Rituals, so that her book may not just reach #1 on the Amazon charts or in the bestseller list, but most importantly, that her book may reach every single person whose lives need to be touched by its message, that she may have impact in the world. And our entire community here prays for and blesses and wishes Cristi, sends her off with an I will message for her own power and confidence. May we each wake up the power within ourselves. May we each remember who we are. And when we forget, may we always come back home to ourselves. Thank you, God, Spirit, Universe, all that is, by every name you may go by, past, present, and future, for bringing this community together, the kingdom family, standing and rising tall. So it is. Ashe. Aho, Salam, Shalom, Amen, Satnam, Awen, Om. Thank you. Thank you, Kingdom family. I love you all so much. This is Justin Michael Williams signing out, and I'll meet you right here in this special place next week. Bye for now. Mwah!